Hope everyone's doing well today. I did make a video and how to install the stickers on this truck, and then the camera kind of shut itself off. So we're just going to show you how it ended up. And honestly, they look pretty good. Wish I had a bigger shop. I probably should have parked this outside to do the video. You hear it buzzing in the background. I got my infrared heat going. That guy up there. I'm gonna get it nice and warm in here, and I'm gonna get the heat gun out. And we got a couple little crinkles that are kind of made into the material that we're just gonna massage out gently. But otherwise, I don't think we got any bubbles. And it went well. So this is a real thick paper that the sticker is on. Then you got this other paper that's thinner, and it's a sticker. So the idea is the sticker on top holds everything together, because as you can see, there's cutouts in multiple stickers. Or the one on the back, you peel it up, you push your sticker on, and basically you work it up. And then you lift the bottom and peel it. And the other one, when you're done, so when you're scraping out all your bubbles and what have you, there's a couple little marks there. We're going to heat that and see what happens. Nothing we can't live with, though. But anyway, what I didn't like about the sticker paper that's over the top, gosh, I guess I did pick it up and throw it all out. For some reason, there was rips in it. And where the rip is, they just have a clean cut and a new piece, and they just sort of stick together and lap them. But you can see, like here, there's some bubbles and like a mark. It's hard to catch on camera. But when the paper laps like that, it basically puts a little line on there. So when you're scraping it, you don't quite get the pressure there. Either that or the sticker conforms to it before you put it on. This one might show a little better. Gosh, it's hard to show that. But there's a little line right in there. Look above my finger. I'm just doing that for focus. Gosh, that really ticks me off. It's hard to see. See it? There's like a line right in there. The vinyl sticker just being stuck backwards to the sticker. This is where their tear was and a new piece. And it leaves like an imprint. Now, that being said, this goes on dry. This is more like what you'd wrap a vehicle with. So this is better than just your cheap internet vinyl stuff. It's a heavy wrap. There's a stickiness on it. So you clean everything really well, wax and grease remover, stick it on, clean, 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 dry. But now that it's on there, we can throw a little bit of soapy water on top and kind of play with it a little bit. We got a little bit of a mark right there. But I think if we hit that with the heat gun just for a few seconds and kind of squeegee it off, I think we'll be okay. But other than a couple little marks, it's pretty good. And honestly, if it stays right the way it is, we can definitely live with it. So anyway, I would recommend, if you're going to do a sticker, start with a little 4x4 one. Do a handful of those, because I do those all the time and I've never had an issue. They go on real easy. I'm always happy. This one was a little bigger. It was a bit of pain in the butt. It made me nervous. So if you've never done one before, it might pay to just get this done, because if you wreck one, you got to go back and buy another one. So, and I mean, the guy's got to make these. He's got a program in there where when I tell him I need these, a few weeks later they come out. But you got to buy it. Where if you just take it in and get it done, if they wreck one, they'll probably just print another one, put it on, and they're not even going to tell you about it. So I'd recommend doing that. Sometimes it's cheaper to just spend the more money up front. But it turned out all right. So I guess we're pretty happy with that. We got the grates on the lights, the ram head over there under the handle. The plastic we used on the bumper is pretty clean. We changed that handle. There was overspray and years of crud on it. These handles were replaced. Mostly junkyard parts, but we only put really clean stuff on. These mirrors were really clean. There's some marks on them, but it's actually off the inner plastics. Maybe I'll clean that off today. That's really bugging me. But there's like a tar stuff on the plastics on the inner door panels, and these are all sitting in a pile. So this is Dad's truck, and he'd got a lot of parts, and I helped him get parts. And this took us about a year and a half to do. I mean, obviously we're not working on this every day. We've got a Southern box on it. There's a brand spanking new bumper. We just went on Amazon, got an aftermarket black one, and then, we didn't just paint it. What we did is we sanded everything really, really well. I epoxy primed the whole thing inside and out, because inside is where they tend to rust from. And some of the aftermarket stuff, you don't know how good it's going to be. So we sealed it all with epoxy primer, painted the inside black, painted the outside yellow, fogged it with enough overspray that it looks yellow in there anyways, which is, you can't see that, but you'll have to take my word for it. I wonder if there's more light over here. Yeah, if you look down, you can see the bumper inside. It's all yellow. But it looks overspray, which is kind of how the factory might have had it. Hard to say. Most of the time, that's what they do. So Southern box. These we had. They were all beat up. We actually did a little body work to them and cleaned them up, and they turned out really nice. What else did we do? The cab corners right up to the body line. The doors were salvaged off another truck that had been repainted not long before we got them. And one door seemed to be new. They both actually seemed to be new, but they had a little bit of work in the bottom. But anyway, we think they're aftermarket doors, but they fit so well we're not really sure. Because they fit really well, and I mean, these Dodge trucks have actually a fairly big door, and it's usually a fairly heavy door. So we put those on. The fenders came off that said truck. They looked new, but they were Mopar, with the exception of this one was all damaged at the very bottom corner. We went on, I think it was Rock Auto, and we got this piece, and it's welded across up in here. It wasn't 100% perfect, but we kind of made it work, made it fit. It's not anything you'd notice on the truck. I think it comes out a little further on the corner here than the other side. But this isn't where we body worked it. It's welded up underneath here, where you wouldn't see any body work. And we did it with the fender. I tacked it with the fender on the truck. Then we took the fender off, solid welded it from the back side. So, no moisture or junk will get in. So that's what we did with the front fenders. Now the hood was the best hood we could find out of a couple of big wreckers, because a lot of them on the inside of this lip, there's a bunch of bubbling and whatnot happening. So if you're redoing one of these trucks, that's something you got to watch for. I still haven't cleaned it from the big smoke. We had all that smoky stuff this summer, and when it rained, it left this dirt film on the truck. But you can see here where we wipe it off, it's clean, clean, clean. For a while, the box looked too bright for the truck, and I thought the smoky stuff had something to do with it, but now that the box is dried for quite some time, color's bang on. So maybe it changes a touch when you do it. We also later did the grill, the bumper, when we did the box. And I mean, you walk around the truck, everything looks the same with the exception of some of the dirt on the cab. So we'll probably have to give that a clean up and maybe even a buff. It washes off with a little bit of soap, but you do got to rub it. Like, it's whatever was in the air, man, with all that smoke this summer, it stained stuff a little bit. So we'll make sure to get all that off. We got half decent wheels on it. We recycled those guys. They're the originals. When I look at pictures, sometimes they're centered with this line here, and sometimes they're in this spot. So I stuck them with a little bit of tape in both spots. This is where we liked them. Can't remember where they were from the factory, to be honest, but close enough. We're happy with it. They're on there, they look straight, and they look good sitting in the driveway. The wheels look good, the tires are fair. This had been parked for a couple years, so we went over it. We did a few brake lines and stuff like that. calipers, brakes on the back are brand new. The fronts are okay. We didn't do much with the frame, but we did clean up what you could see under here. So if you look up there, you got all that yellow overspray. Now, something I should have done before painting the truck, you can see a bit of red in there. That's because this box was red. So we're going to have to, I don't know, when I'm done painting the truck, if I have a little more paint, I might just blast that in and make it look like it was oversprayed and get it yellow, which kind of looks factory, but we might actually go to like an undercoating and just paint those black with undercoat. Because as long as it's clean and stuff, don't use undercoat if you're hiding rust and stuff. Like, make sure you're putting it only over metal that's like that, which is basically perfect, perfect, perfect. But yeah, so this is how she turned out. Our tailgate is a brand new Keystone tailgate. So this is what you'd get. It's a Kappa, which means it's approved for all the insurance, rebuild, blah, blah, blah bullshit. So it's nice. All our hardware looked like hell, so I went to a truck. These aren't repainted. I just went to a truck where they all looked clean, and I think 2 didn't. So we had to scrounge around and find 2 that were nice, but all the others were nice. This hardware was all off the red box. Took it apart, cleaned it up, painted it black. Just gives the truck a clean look. Box liner came with the box. Looks really good. We're thinking nothing had ever been in the box of that truck that we'd got. So there she is, looking good and done. All we got to do now is put all the ground effects on once they're painted, and she'll be done like dinner. Thanks for watching. Cheers.